So we have Larsa Pippen, who is speaking again and addressing the Kardashians and also Future, and what she's saying in these messages are quite interesting. And it's so obvious the girl had to sign an NDA.
In the Kardashian world, and you didn't expose any. So it's not like you went out there and did the, you could have been really messy. Had you been me, I probably would have hired a priest and I would have had a funeral.
Hey guys, it's Marad Ron here. Hope you guys are doing well today. Back again with another video. If you haven't subscribed, click that button for daily and consistent content. And let's get straight into this video. Subscribe. Let's get to 190,000 subscribers before the end of this month. Hopefully we can do it, guys. Hopefully we can. So subscribe and click that button. Now, Larsa Pippen is speaking to Jason Lee. I'm going to get through this video very quickly because it's just a lot of information. I'm going to just pack it all in so you guys know everything very quickly. Speaking to Jason Lee, an extremely messy individual and very disrespectful to people and how he handles people. Like, I'm just not a fan of the guy. I really am not. Jason Lee, Perez Hilton, these men, they have no respect for people. They don't stand up for, you know, proper rights. The only thing they care about is gossip. And, you know, I just feel like, yes, everybody gossips, everybody talks about pop culture, but also have important discussions, stand up for people's rights and what people go through, and don't just be messy and then disrespect people or out people in such weird ways. Anyways, I don't know why Larsa's speaking. The girls in most of the interview talking about how, you know, if I want to do an interview, I want to interview on my life. I don't want to speak on these people. Yet here you are speaking on them. So clearly you knew what was going to be asked about you. And I don't know why you're claiming that you're relevant without the Kardashians or anybody you've dated, but you're definitely not.
I have enough content in my life. I'm going to sit here and talk to you. It's going to be about my own shit, not someone else's, you know?
Wait.
I'm good. I actually have more blessings not being with them than I did with them. Like God closes some doors and opens up bigger doors. So I'm good with that.
She calls Future delusional. Then she kind of retracts that in a comment under below one of the posts. That's what people took from it. She then also addresses the Kardashians, talked about the whole Tristan situation and the fact that Tristan was taken from her from Khloe. And she kind of, you know, shades Khloe by saying that, you know, maybe this is how LA girls do it, but in Miami, basically saying that this is not how we do it. Once I'm with somebody, if my friends fancy the person that I'm with, they're not going to be with them the next week. That in itself is it's just a mess and it's trifling. Regardless of whether Khloe has a kid with that person, how you got him was quite messy. So therefore, you know, that's why I believe karma can come in full effect.
I think in that he used to call you for advice at odd hours of the night. Do you think that Kanye liked you or was attracted to you at all?
I have no idea. Like, I don't think so. He was just like in his feelings. I don't know.
I mean, that could create jealousy if your man's getting out of bed at 3 in the morning to go call some other chick, whether she's your friend or not.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? Like Kim and I were like best friends. We told each other everything, like everything. So I don't know.
In addition, he did ask, you know, are the Kardashians, do different rules apply to them? And she said, well, basically, yeah, kind of. That's how it goes. Clearly that she was irritated by it. She also expressed that, you know, she was very loyal to them and they were not loyal to her. And it was unfortunate, and also addresses the fact that apparently some of the Kardashians called her toxic. Now, the Kardashians aren't talking about her. She wasn't really going into it 110% properly, giving us the details. I do believe she's probably signed an NDA, but at the same time, I just feel like this interview was not needed. It was completely useless. He was sitting there talking absolute garbage.
Was people that you go to bat for don't expect will go to bat for you. Like, I had to learn that the hard way.
To feel betrayed. I think you
Do I feel betrayed? Hell yeah. Like, do I feel like when people were thinking X, Y, and Z, the reason why I said the whole thing about Tristan, like, was only because I was like, people were DMing me and were writing me on Instagram and stuff and on Twitter, like, oh, you're no longer friends with him because you hooked up with Tristan. I was like, that's not true.
But for me, that wasn't the bad part. Because that's the audience, right? They're in the stands. They don't know what's happening.
You're sitting there looking like a Kardashian carbon copy of them because you tried to copy their faces and now they've dumped you and you're looking like a fool. Because your prior Iranian face looked absolutely beautiful and there was no need for you to sugarcoat your entire face with this plastic surgery crap because it can be really unhealthy for you. Your face can get droopy when you can get older. So many health related issues as well. You've overdone it and it's an absolute mess. You look like you're melting. You look like you're just the wax from a candle, and it's an absolute shame because your face looked great beforehand. You've now copied your face to look just like, you've now copied their faces just to look like them because you were hanging with them, thinking that you guys are going to be besties, doing up, you know, same faces, same doctors, and now they've dumped you and you're out here looking like a fool, melting away. Dating somebody who's 25 years younger than you when there was no need for you to be doing that. There really wasn't. Ruining a marriage as well. And then, you know, chiming in with the Jordyn Woods mess. for no reason. And Jordyn was with a young individual, and you have this grown woman coming with somebody who was 19, 20 at the time. I just was not here for it. But I feel like she was being somewhat vague, shaded into an extent, but quite vague, because she's evidently signed an NDA. Again, this interview was useless. You don't need to talk about them because it makes you look like an idiot. The only time these particular individuals are relevant is when they're talking about other people.
The part for me that was weird was that they were silent and that they left you out there to get killed in the press.
Right.
And I feel like you're in some way still kind of protecting them because you don't want to say that. You had to have felt that way. If I felt that way for you.
No, for sure. Like,
it wasn't even that you knew him before. You were involved before.
Yeah, we used to talk before.
And then you introduced him to them. And then 10 days later, they're on a trip somewhere together.
Right.
That's like the ultimate thing girls aren't supposed to do to each other.
Right. It's the rules in LA are a bit different.
Nothing about you makes you relevant, and that in itself is quite weird and quite sad, to be honest with you. But at the same time, I wanted to wrap this up in a quick 5-6 minute video so I can give you the information. The interview is like an hour long, and I'm giving it to you guys in just 6 minutes.
Rules in LA are a little bit different.
Are the rules in LA different from the rules with the Kardashians?
Probably.
Quick, concise info. And I did a video yesterday. It's a very important video. I'm going to attach it so you guys can go watch that. I would urge you guys to watch it. I did speak about mental health and the service that I was promoting, and it's just this mental health service that is there for a lot of brown and black people. If you want a brown therapist, they're available. If you want a black therapist, that is available. And I feel like that in itself, you don't see it anywhere. It's very rare. And I feel like it's vital to our mental health, because when it comes to generational trauma, how can people who aren't even look like us or have the same journeys or something similar are able to help us with our trauma to such a deep level, and you can't really be as productive. It's a very good service. The video will be attached. Please go check that out, guys. It's just such a good service that I want everybody to hear about it, and I want to promote it because mental health, guys, is extremely important. And I just feel like it's just good services to use, especially for people, for brown and black people. You don't really see it, and there's not much diversity in the mental health world, and I feel like it's just gonna be so sad. And speaking of sad, hopefully Larsa, Pippen can stop speaking about the Kardashians. I feel like it's irrelevant. You don't need to do it. Just focus on your life and your kids and just do your own thing. You don't need to keep doing stuff like this because you're putting yourself on a pedestal that is nothing and you're just embarrassing yourself. Yeah. Whew. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are, guys. What are your thoughts? Subscribe to the channel, click that button, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.